Today I'm going to show you how to make this Japanese street food staple at home, so stick around. Welcome back to No Recipes. I'm Mark Matsumoto, and I'm here to show you how to elevate your everyday meals, so smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss out. Woo, it's getting hot in Japan, and summertime is all about omatsuri or festivals. One of my favorite parts of these festivals are the yatai or street food stalls, but unfortunately, most of them aren't happening this year. That's why I decided to bring the matsuri experience home by making yaki udon. Let's start off by checking out our ingredients. For the sauce, our ingredients are 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. For the stir fry, I'm using 600 grams of pre-cooked udon noodles, but you can use 300 grams of fresh udon or 200 grams of dried udon and boil them according to the package directions. I'm also using 100 grams of onion, 100 grams of cabbage, 60 grams of carrots, 60 grams of fresh shiitake mushrooms, and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. For the garnish, I've got some benishoga or red pickled ginger and scallions. To make the sauce, I've got a small bowl here that I'm gonna add the soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, maple syrup, and the black pepper to. Then I'm gonna stir everything together. If you wanna make this vegan, make sure you're using a plant-based Worcestershire sauce. For the vegetables, you need to chop them up into bite-sized pieces. This little end of cabbage is pretty small, so I'm just gonna cut it in half once and then chop it into 1/2-inch strips. For the onion, I'm just gonna slice it up into relatively thin slices. Fresh shiitake mushrooms can still have some growing medium stuck to them, so trim down the stems and use a damp paper towel to wipe them down. Be sure to get up and under those caps as well. Now we can slice them up about the same thickness as the onions. For the carrot, just peel it and trim the end off, and then you can slice one side of it off and roll it onto its flat spot to keep it from moving around. Now you can safely slice it up into relatively thin slices. Then you can line those slices up and slice the sheets into matchsticks. Finally, I'm gonna chop up some scallions to use as a garnish. Okay, the prep's done, so let's start cooking. I've got a large 12-inch frying pan over high heat, and I'm gonna add the vegetable oil and the vegetables. Let's go ahead and toss these together. I usually just toss the ingredients with the pan, but a few of you have asked for an alternative method, so you can use 2 spatulas like this. Now we're gonna let this fry undisturbed for a bit. I know this is technically a stir fry, but most home burners don't put out enough heat to get the browning that you want unless you pause like this in between stirs. When you stir it after waiting for a bit, you can see the edges of some of the vegetables have a bit of char. This is gonna give our yaki udon a bit of smoky flavor, so we want to encourage this by not stirring it all the time. I'm using a classic combo of veggies today, but you can make this with any colorful assortment of vegetables you have on hand. Once the vegetables are partially cooked and nicely charred, we're gonna add our udon. My udon came pre-cooked and frozen, so I defrosted them in hot running tap water. But if your noodles are uncooked, give them a boil according to the package directions. Once it's all evenly combined, pour the sauce all over the noodles, and then you want to toss it all together until the udon is uniform in color and the sauce starts to caramelize around the noodles. When it's evenly mixed, you can stop tossing for a bit to get some Maillard browning on the noodles. Okay, these are done, so let's get this plated up. At festivals, Yaki Udon is traditionally served in a disposable wooden container called a funazara, which literally means boat plate. But today, I'm gonna save trees and load up the closest plate that I have in my kitchen. To finish it off, I'm gonna give it a generous sprinkle of scallions for a pop of color. Then I'm gonna top it off with a mound of benishoga. Okay, this is looking more colorful, but I think we need a little more ambiance. Now that's better. Whether it's the sizzle in the skillet or the heady aroma of caramelizing sauce in the air, this classic will transport you to a midsummer matsuri, but without the mosquitoes and sweltering heat. I know it looks a bit like yakisoba, but the thick, springy udon noodles give this dish a unique texture that's just more comforting and satisfying than its lanky sibling. I've chosen to make this plant-based today, but if you want to add some meat, you can stir-fry some pork, chicken, or shrimp before you add the veggies. I love the thick, chewy texture of udon for this, but any Asian-style noodle will work, so I hope you'll give it a try. If you enjoyed this video, you can let me know you want to see more like it by giving this a big thumbs up and by sharing it with all your friends that love Japanese food. As always, I want to thank my amazing patrons who helped to fund this video. If you're learning something new from my recipes, I hope you'll consider clicking the link up here to join the No Recipes crew and help support our future videos. Well, I'm gonna go have this Yaki Udon, and I think I'm gonna go make some shaved ice for dessert. But I'll catch you in the next one.